became gun folks.
Okay.
Right? So I got into guns. You probably grew up in the generation where everyone shot, right?
Oh, yeah. Everyone shot, everyone smoked, everyone drank,
It's all the good stuff.
All the good stuff, yeah.
All right, thank you for tuning into this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. If you are new here, please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. If you are listening to the show in podcast form, please leave a positive review at whatever your favorite podcast outlet is. And if you enjoy the show, please share it with your friends, because that is how we get the Stagecoach across America. All right, welcome to this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. This is another show that we are doing in Atlanta at NRA 2025, and I have with me none other than the owner of Gunsite, Buz Mills. Buz.
Good morning.
Thank you so much.
Great to be here, Charlie.
Oh, shake my hand, man. Come on. Thank you for having me on. I know we tried to talk about this once before. We wanted to try to get me out to Gunsite, but I didn't make that happen. So, as Ken Campbell says, when am I coming out to Gunsite? Not soon enough is the answer.
Well, that's... There's always tomorrow. We're going to have another.
There is.
We're not going to.
You're not going anywhere.
No, we've been there for 50 years. Next year is our 50th anniversary.
Oh my gosh.
50th anniversary. Now, nobody else can say that.
Right.
Gunsite is the oldest and largest privately owned tactical firearms training facility in the world. And it's right here in the good old US of A in Arizona. One of the last of the free states. We train a lot of qualified civilians. People have to pass a background check and furnish us a copy of that in order to attend a class, because we want to be sure that
you're not teaching the riffraff.
Well, it's not the riffraff so much as it's the illegals and wherever they come from.
Right.
It is truly a labor of love for me. I spent a lifetime in at least one career in electronics and cellular telephones when they came out. I was into mobile telephones before there was cellular, and I got into that.
When they were like those big things like the size of a shoebox?
Yeah, they were. That's exactly how big they were. And they weighed 2 or 3 pounds.
Yeah, right.
But even before that, when there was no portable phone, that was we called that the brick when it came out. That Motorola, a great big thing, took 2 hands and all that. It was a lot of fun. But they cost $3,000.
Yeah, that's not really.
It's not what we call user friendly or adaptable or available.
Yeah.
Anyway. I used to tell people back in the 70s, be standing in the line at the grocery store, and people be talking. Everybody in the community knew what I did and everything. I said, yeah, one day, phone's going to be smaller than a pack of cigarettes. Back then, everybody knew what a pack of cigarettes was.
Right.
It's going to
Because smoking was good for you back then.
It was indeed. And I said. When a child is born, I said 50 years from now, when a child is born, the government's going to stamp a number on one cheek, and Ma Bell, who people don't even remember now, is going to stamp a number on the other cheek. And that's going to be your phone number for life. And no matter where you go in the world, I'm going to be able to dial your number and your phone's going to ring.
Wow.
And they said, no, that's never going to happen.
That's ridiculous.
That's never going to happen. And, well, here we are. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm just an observer.
Right.
So I left that. I sold my interest in the cellular business in '99, and Gunsite became available. So we made a deal, and since then I've invested a ton of money, and we have a pristine facility. We're starting on our 5th new building here in 5 years.
Wow.
And you wouldn't recognize it today. When I bought the place, there was 165 acres, and now we're over 3,200.
Oh my gosh.
So, and my CEO that operates Gunsite, Ken Campbell. I don't know. Have you interviewed him?
I haven't. Well, I did interview him with Matt Mallory at SHOT Show, but I haven't had him in the car yet.
Oh, okay. Well,
he keeps saying, "When am I coming out to Gunsite?"
Gunsite?
Right, and then we'll just drive around the property.
Right. Well, anyway, he is doing a great job for me, and he allows me the freedom to come participate in the NRA. The last 3 or 4 years, I've been very active, and it's a labor of love again.
Right.
The NRA does so much for America. You know, the NRA is really Americana. 154 years of the NRA now, and America wouldn't be what it is today without the NRA.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And there's so much that we have done, particularly in the area of education and safety training, hunter safety, that has been going on for eons now. I have a book that was put out by the NRA back in the 50s, and it says, the cover of it has a picture of a man and his wife and a preteen youngster on the front. It's not a picture, it's a caricature. And the title of the book is What to Do When Your Youngster Wants a Gun.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and back then, back in the 50s, you know, I was going to junior high school, and I'd come up through scouting and learned firearms and firearms training. Of course, I grew up in a military family, that helped.
Yeah.
And so I used to take my .22 to school, and we would shoot postal matches that were sponsored by the NRA. And then you mail your targets.
Now, the postal matches aren't the postal employees, right?
Right. This was before going postal. They were called postal matches because
you had to mail it in.
Mailed your targets in.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. Just be straight on that.
Just want to get it ordered.
Yeah, I didn't want to learn how to go postal.
Right.
That comes later. And those were NRA matches. And then in high school we did the same thing. And then, you know, military service. Back then everybody was in the military.
Right.
Because we had the draft, and we didn't get the cool deferments for career students until, you know, late in the 60s, which was a draft avoidance deal, as long as Daddy could afford to keep you in school.
Sure.
So anyway, the NRA came along, and before gun control 68 was really the impetus to get into the Second Amendment advocacy. And so that's when that started. Prior to that, it was all education and training. In fact, the Yankee generals that started the NRA in 1871, they did it because the Yankee boys couldn't shoot, and they learned that in the Civil War.
I listened to Bearing Arms, Cam Edwards Bearing Arms this morning, and he had on Bill Bockenberg, and Bockenberg said that the North shot 1,000 rounds before they hit somebody.
Yeah,
which is unbelievable.
Right. They were very poor marksmen. Where the Southern boys, you know.
They're hunting.
It was much like I grew up, in that if I didn't get a squirrel or two, or a rabbit or two on the way home from school, then we had just vegetable soup.
Wow.
So you know, growing up down south, it was a necessity.
Right.
And you didn't have money for misses. You know.
Oh, totally, yeah.
You know, we'd pick up pop bottles on the way home from school, and we'd take them into the little general store, And instead of getting money for it, we get 22 cartridges.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
That is wild.
It was wild.
First of all, that they had a general store.
Oh, yeah.
Second of all, the general store sold ammo to kids, right?
Yeah.
Oh
we
my
didn't sell
gosh.
it. They would trade pop bottles.
My
you know,
gosh.
that we picked up out of the.
Well, but you didn't have to pass
the
a
side of
background
the
check. You probably didn't have any sort of license.
Background check. Hey, Johnny, how are you? I know your dad.
I know your dad.
I know your granddad. You know,
Right?
come on in.
Oh my goodness.
So it was a lot of fun. So then post 68, NRA got into Second Amendment advocacy. Thank goodness, because all of the political turmoil in 68 drove Congress. They had to do something. You know, everybody screaming. There was Dr. King and Kennedy's and all that stuff, and you know, it was the liberals had the cart and the wheels were coming on, and that was good. You know, it was so bad that LBJ said, "I'm not going to run." You know, he wasn't going to run for re-election in '68, and that's when Nixon just about had a landslide and took over. So the country was changing, and I've been on the board since. Well, I don't want to jump ahead.
All right. So I want to go back to talk about when you purchased Gunsite.
Okay.
Was Jeff Cooper still alive when you bought it?
Yes. Yeah. Cooper lived until '06.
Okay.
He passed away in '06, and he was. He had sold Gunsite to one of his instructors in '91.
Yeah.
And this fellow didn't. He was probably an okay firearms instructor, but
not a businessman.
He got kind of lost with that, and so he called me up. I got to know him because, well, I met Cooper in 1980. I was a IPSC national competitor.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And I met Cooper at the national matches in Lafayette Gun Club in Williamsburg, Virginia, in 1980 and '81, and he sold me on the idea of coming to Gunsite. He didn't sell me on the idea of investing in the Brent 10. But he did his best. Yeah. So I came out to Gunsite, and then when he sold the business to Richard G., I developed a relationship with him, being a frequent flyer, you know, at Gunsite, and so he got ready to sell it. He called me up and he said, "You got to come take this. I'll make you all the deal." And I said, okay, because Gunsite does so much good work. You know, Gunsite was one of the original trainers for the Delta Force.
Really?
Yeah. When
all right, I got to tell you my policy on U-turns. If we can make a U-turn without making anyone else hit their brakes, I'm cool with it.
That's it.
There we go. Sorry.
Yeah, when Cooper had just opened the doors, they were just standing up, the Delta Force, and so the colonel, now retired 3-star, and he's a good friend of Gunsite still. I got the story from him a few years ago at a fundraiser in Phoenix. Said he called up Cooper and he said, you know, the big Army doesn't know anything about anything except long guns. We don't know much about pistol work, and you are the acknowledged expert in pistol work. Yeah. So I'd like to bring my folks out there. So I brought the whole crew out there.
Wow.
And their doctrine was developed around Cooper's teachings. They were out there for 10 days and went through everything. Subsequent to that, all the other special operations organizations came to Gunsite. So we have a legacy going back quite a ways with those people, and then up through, when I bought Gunsite in '99, up through the Gulf War, and on into about 06, 08, probably 08. There was plenty of money in the military and for training, and we entertained a lot of organizations from Navy and Army and Marine Corps, all of them. And then the Obama administration came in, and the military money dried up pretty quick.
Jeez,
So
shocking.
we haven't seen a lot of the organized units. We've seen a lot of individuals
Right.
come out, but we're probably 65, 70% civilian now.
That's great.
And it's when are you coming to Gunsite? It really feels good to know that you're doing a lot of good for the country.
Me? I'm just trying to keep up. That's all I'm doing. I just do what Amanda Suffolk says I need to do.
Well, there's probably worse people to listen to. I could name you a few. Enough of that. Did you go to the members meeting?
I went to the members meeting, and I was just there for I hate saying for the fluff. I had to leave at about 11:15. I got a cup of coffee, and then I was doing shows from 12 till 3. So I missed the fireworks.
You missed it. Well, what it was. Now, I've been in business for over half a century. Right? What this was, it was a textbook. It was a textbook lesson, demonstration in how to chase your members' play. They did a great job. If somebody would stand up, and if the leadership didn't agree with their proposal, immediately attack.
Yeah.
Attack.
Right.
Intimidate, belittle. And,
oh my gosh!
And this same group has been doing this now for about 6 years, and they've been very successful. So far, they've chased off about 40% of membership.
It's insane.
And the consequence, I've been coming to these meetings for over 25 years.
Yeah.
These annual meetings, and this is the smallest one I've seen. I remember when we'd have 5,000 people, and the hall would be full, and then the rooms outside the hall were full, and people were standing in the halls, and they had great big TVs, with the program on there. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it does seem a lot smaller than the previous ones.
Yeah.
So last year, I try to keep up with what's going on, but I trust. This is probably bad. I trust the leadership to know what they're doing, and that they're doing what's in the best interest of the heart of the association and of the members.
Yeah.
So I know the names of several of the people, and not necessarily if how long they've been on and where they stand on things. But last year when Amanda got up to speak and Charles Cotton shut her down and
there you go.
That was
another example.
Yeah, he shut her right down. He's like, you've only been on the board, for a year. You don't really know what you're talking about. She's
sit down and shut up.
Yes, and I was like, I don't know what he knows about Amanda, but you don't do that to her. So I was like, that's not good, man. I'm sorry?
That was probably a mistake.
Yeah, that probably was a mistake. So you've been very instrumental in getting the NRA 2.0 candidates out, right? And organizing them and rallying them and.
Yep, and it's been rewarding. Like I say, I go back with the NRA to the 1950s, and it's very important to me that the NRA get back to doing what we're supposed to be doing, and doing what I do for a business is what the NRA is supposed to be doing.
Right.
And we haven't been due to having to allocate the funding to stave off the attacks from
Lucretia.
the lawfare.
Right.
And so that has taken most of the funding. And
it's taken most of the focus too.
Yeah. And now all that's behind us. That's all behind us. No more lawyers, no more lawsuits. We've still got a few piddly things going on out there. We're working diligently to get those issues resolved.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see us get back to what we do best, and that is training good people to serve in a free society.
Mm-hmm. For sure. It's everybody wants, just like with Trump getting in office, everyone wants changes to be really quick.
Yeah,
but
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it takes time to right the ship.
It does.
It
does, and as far off course as we were there for 5 years, it's not just a matter of jumping in and doing it. The NRA is a democracy. You have to vote, and then you have to convince people that your argument is better than the other guy's argument.
Right.
And it's a monumental task. Like you said, I've spent a lot of time, effort, energy, money in bringing change, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's come really quickly. I started this 1.5 years ago,
mm-hmm.
and last year at the board meeting, my group, or our reform group, took 75% of the seats that were up for election.
Wow.
And so now this year,
mm-hmm.
our group was unsuccessful in getting our candidates through the nominating committee. So we had 19 candidates. Most came through on petition,
right,
that we elected. So of 26 candidates we elected 19. That's 73%.
That's pretty good.
It's damn. I am so thrilled with that. But our guys ran a tremendous campaign,
mm-hmm.
and it was very professionally done. I had a lot of good help, and we got the job done. So this year we have an unchallenged majority of the board with our new reform candidates that we got elected,
mm-hmm.
and the ones that were reelected. So we're going to find out Monday how successful we are,
right?
Because we have board elections on Monday,
mm-hmm.
and the greatest thing that we did to date is elect the EVP last year, and that being Doug Hamlin, who had been in the building for 10 years,
right,
as director of publications, which is the only part of the organization that consistently every year after year, has come in with more revenue
mm-hmm.
than expense. And Doug Hamlin's solely responsible for that.
That's great.
And I knew he was the guy. I recruited him and managed to get him elected
mm-hmm.
last year, and it was. He's just been fabulous. He's just been fabulous for the NRA. He's been fabulous for the people, and I think we'll re-elect him this year.
Excellent. He seems like a great guy. I've had some interactions with him.
He is. I mean, the guy is a Boy Scout, and he was a Marine officer. He did well there, and then he was publisher, I guess is the word, of Guns and Ammo magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, for the Peterson.
Yep, and then for Peterson Pubs, he went on to do more, and then he was in business for himself, a media company, for a few years,
mm-hmm.
and then Wayne LaPierre and Jim Porter recruited him to come to the NRA, and so now he publishes 5 magazines a month, umpteen TV shows, 20 some social media platforms,
Right.
NRA TV, and the list goes on and on and on.
He's I don't know if Wayne was going to all the events. I assume he was going to them, but I've heard he's been going to everything. Last weekend he was at the gun owners Gun Owners Action League in Massachusetts. They had a dinner for the 250th anniversary of the Shot Heard Around the World. He was there. He was at a Friends of the NRA dinner in, I think it was in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So he was
in Indianapolis at one where they had 1,100 people there.
Yeah, like he
never sleeps.
It's unbelievable.
He hadn't had a break in over a year.
Yeah.
He was in the job for less than a week before he was subpoenaed to testify in the New York trial.
Oh my gosh.
And so he's just been
nailing it.
You can't find people like that.
Yeah.
You can't.
He's working like a dog.
Yeah. The folks are definitely getting their money's worth.
Yeah. I think he's doing a great job.
And while he's doing all of this, he's still running the business. He's cleaned out all of the old guard sympathizers from headquarters staff,
Mm-hmm.
and of which it was full of LaPierre acolytes,
Right.
And so he's gotten rid of all of those people and got his own team in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're being successful across the board. And like I say, he's still running multi-tiered, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of business every year.
Mm-hmm.
So real happy with him.
Yeah.
Happy with him. I understand there's a move afoot to replace him by I call him the cabal. Some people call him the old guard.
Right.
And but they are still actively trying to get rid of him.
Mm.
But with our new majority that we have after this election, with all the reformers that we elected,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen this year.
Well, that's good. I mean, who are they going to replace him with?
Lord knows, I don't.
Right? Because, I mean...
But look at it this way. If you had, say you hire an executive search firm,
Mm-hmm.
and you say, I want you to find me an EVP, or even the treasurer or the secretary here. All right? And we can't offer them a career.
Right.
All we can do is, you find me a good person, I'll take his name and put it in front of the board, 76 people.
Yeah.
And they're going to vote on whether this person keeps their job, gets the job, number one, if they get the job. Number two, he's up again for election in 12 months, and he's got to appease 76 board members.
Right.
And we're only going to pay this much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, anybody that would take that job, I wouldn't hire. Really. I mean, that can't be too bright. Say, a high-level manager like that, it's going to be a middle-aged guy,
Right.
or gal, and they're going to have a career. They're going to have a family, and now you want me to pull up stakes from the Midwest or the West Coast or the Deep South,
Mm-hmm.
and move to
Beltway.
to D.C.
Yeah.
Which, if they're going to give the world an enema, that's where they'd stick the tube, is to D.C. So you want me to move to D.C.
Oh my gosh.
And then I don't even have the job for a year by the time I get moved to get my kids in school and all of that.
Right.
And you're going to pay me a pittance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to the armpit of the world. So, would I hire a guy like that? No.
Right. He's probably off his rocker.
If the guy did not have any better judgment than that, I certainly don't want him working for me.
What's the old Groucho Marx line? I would never belong to a club that would have me as a member.
That's right.
We would never hire a guy that would take this job.
So, I have advocated for sometime a year and a half or more, that we need to change the bylaws. We need to have a professional package for the future.
Mm-hmm.
See, before the system was designed, implemented, and operated for the benefit of Wayne LaPierre.
Right.
All right. So now what we need to do is we need to make it a real professional job,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to be able to offer the EVP and the treasurer and the secretary a contractual position
Mm-hmm.
for a period of time, like 5 years.
Right.
And then, with reevaluation every year, just to do it on a professional basis. And so we're always going to have trouble finding people until we change that.
Right.
And until we get that changed, this is a big job. This is not an entry level position. I mean, the NRA has the capability to be again a $300-400 million a year business, and that's no small potatoes.
Yeah, there've been a ton of people that I've talked to over the last few years that were very much, Wayne's not doing the right stuff, and I'm not going to send the NRA any money until Wayne's gone. And
Right.
then once Wayne was gone, they're like, yeah, we're still not going to do that. And we're like, okay,
Well, when Wayne was gone, then the argument was, well, I'm not going to send you any money until you get rid of Brewer, the attorney out of New York that handled the New York trial. Not going to send you any money until you get rid of that guy,
Mm-hmm.
because all you're doing is paying him hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
And why should I fund that?
Exactly.
And so now that he's gone, it should be smooth sailing.
Right.
But you still have, there are still people, board members and generous donors
Mm-hmm.
that don't believe that LaPierre and his crew did anything wrong.
Yeah.
And regardless of the jury decision, of course, it doesn't help. It doesn't help that our own president of the NRA and the previous president went out telling the public that we won this thing in New York, and we won this, and we won it. And the truth be told, Charlie, our New York attorney, the Brewer firm, is 0 for 22. 0 for 22 over the last 6 years.
That's not a good deal, and
No.
that's not a good
And
investment
I
either.
don't know why it is beyond my realm of comprehension. Why? And I understand lawsuits, and I understand attorneys. I understand attorneys only too well. But why we kept them as long as we did,
Right.
and it seems like to me it was self-defeating. But anyway, like I say, all that's behind us now,
Mm-hmm.
and we, if we do the right thing, if we move in the right direction, we can have pretty clear sailing. But we have got to get our members back. We've got to quit arguing with them.
Right.
We've got to quit belittling them. And when these folks, they want what is good. They want the best for us. They don't want all this contention.
Yeah.
And so when they stand up in the meeting and they have something to offer, a smart man will listen.
For sure. I mean, these are the people you're. We say the government works for us, right? They're our employees, and it's the same thing with the board of directors for the NRA members. Like it's
Yes.
a membership and a member-driven organization, and
Precisely.
this is what the members want. This is what you kind of gotta do.
Yep. And the annual meeting, like I say, I've been to annual meetings where there were thousands, and when only 500 show up, it's disheartening to say the least. And but we have got to go, and we're moving in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
A a lot of the money that we were spending over the years that went to litigation, Doug has taken that money this year, and he's hiring 20 new people in operations, general operations, and these people are they're going to education and training. So we will be picking that back up and spending a lot of time, effort, energy,
and revamping that. Very cool.
To rebuild those competitive operations and educational operations that we've had in the past.
Right.
And that's going on now.
That's great.
So,
I think it's good to have, I teach NRA courses, and I'm an NRA certified instructor. I also am a USCCA certified instructor, but my attitude is the reason I need to become an NRA or stay an NRA certified instructor is because when somebody that's not a gun owner wants to, they want to get a gun, they want to join the club and get a gun license and take some sort of a class. They know about the NRA because they hear about the NRA because it's been around for forever. They haven't heard about the USCCA, or they haven't heard about these other other organizations. It's after you learn about the other organizations after you get in, like the NRA is really the gateway to everything else, and it's got to be good and solid. And
it does. It really does. And the NRA is really good. Now I'm a professional firearms trainer. I've been doing this for decades. But what the NRA does is really, really good. And I advise my clients, take all the training you can take, get all of the instruction you can get, regardless of where it is or who offers it.
Right.
Because I have never been to a class that I didn't learn something positive that I could put in my toolbox.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course, my big question is, when are you coming to Gunsite? But
let's make it this year.
I know somebody I can help. And all of our instructors out there are not going to lead you astray. There is everybody has just so much to be learned. And everybody has a little bit different technique. They have a little bit different presentation.
Right.
It's all about safety. It's all about safety and how to hit your target. And like I say, everybody has a little bit different take. I've had firearms instructors, professionals that come take a class at Gunsite, the entry-level class, and before noon, they're slapping their forehead. Why didn't I already know that?
No kidding.
Because my guys, I've got 70 instructors, and they're all adjunct. They come in when I need them, and they come in for 2 weeks at a time, and then they go back to their day job, which is law enforcement or military firearms instruction. And these guys, everybody has a little bit different twist, a little bit different presentation.
Yeah.
And everybody doesn't react to positive instruction the same way. Hence the value. If we have a class and this instructor can't get through to some person, he'll signal the next guy and he'll say, "You try it."
Right.
And so this guy will have a little bit different approach, and we've got enough that we can get through to most people.
Yeah.
And so go to everywhere you can go to get trained. Go. You might think, well, I already know everything. Yeah, right. I've seen those guys before.
Right.
They're the ones that end up shooting themselves in the foot, literally.
Yeah.
And so the big thing is safety, and go wherever you can go to get some more training. You can't get enough.
Yeah, for sure. One of the guys that I listen to and follow, and he's a professional instructor and successful YouTube channel and whatnot. And he says he goes out and gets 100 hours of training every year as a student.
Should
So,
absolutely should.
oh my gosh, I was talking with someone else. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Jay Grazio from Shooting Illustrated. And I think he said he was taking a class and Masada Yu was one of the students.
Uh-huh.
You're like, the education never ends.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. You know, I've taken, I think I'm up to about LFI4 with IU.
Nice.
And I've been to Thunder Ranch and
Right.
a lot of the trainers. It's an education, never-ending process.
Never-ending.
And you know, and like you say, these professional instructors, they believe in continuing education.
Yeah.
They're all the time taking additional classes. That sort of thing. So you take a class from Joe this year, and you come back in 2 years and take another class from Joe.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same, but he is going to have picked up a few things to put in his toolbox
For sure.
due to his continuing education that will help him.
Yeah.
To get to you, you know, and that's what we all do. That's what we all do. Is improve our technique, improve our approach.
Mm.
It's just like when you were teaching, you know, when you were teaching music,
Mm-hmm.
You never taught the same class the same way.
Oh, for sure.
You know, year to year, it evolved.
Yes, it changes over time, for
Yeah.
sure. All right, listen, we need to get you back to the hotel. How can people find all the stuff that you're up to?
How can they find out what?
How can they find Gunsite? How can they find you're on the NRA board of directors? Put your plugs in here.
I neglected to mention that. It's www.gunsite.com.
Yeah.
www.gunsite.com. Buz@gunsite.com.
Very high tech. Buzz at Guns. Now, this is what gets me. 1Z.
1Z.
One Z.
Because 2 is redundant. Right? Arizona only has 1Z.
Right?
So, you know, that would be presumptuous to have 2.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Awesome. Buzz, thank you so much for being on. We're going to put some links below.
Thank you, John.
Hang tight for a second while I button it up. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. If you are not a member of the NRA, you need to join at nra.org. If you're not a member of the Second Amendment Foundation, you can join them at saf.org. You can find all of your favorite pro-freedom podcasts at sdrn.us. That is the Self-Defense Radio Network. And if you've made it this far, you need to share the show with your friends, because that is how we get the stagecoach across America. We will see you guys next time. Thanks a lot.
When are you coming to Gunsite?
I knew you were going to say that.